And Stacy.
Joining us tonight are Richard Florida, who you just saw in Michael's piece, and Chris Breen. Chris is with the University of Pittsburgh Center for Social and Urban Research. Chris, let's begin with you. Can you compare Pittsburgh's outward migration to where it was 15 or 20 years ago when the mills were closing?
Well, you know, what's really surprising is that we talk so much about migration. We actually don't know as much as you think we know about the rate of migration right now.
Really?
The census does their best estimate each year based on a lot of factors, but you know, there are a lot of reasons to believe that that's not accurately reflecting what's going on now. We'll find out after the 2000 census is completed what we think's happened.
But shouldn't there be data from the 90 census that tells us how many young people are leaving our area? Or is that not up to date?
Well, each year, you know, I mean, each year we estimate how many people are leaving based on things like the IRS tells the census how many people move and file in different places. That's their best guess of where people are moving from. But those estimates tell us that about 12,000 people more are leaving the region each year than are coming.
That's a pretty significant population decline. What do you think attributes to it?
Well, what is 12,000 big depends on your perspective. That's a fraction of the rate at which we were leaving in the mid-1980s, a quarter, one-fourth.
So we're not hemorrhaging as bad, but we're still bleeding.
Well, that's a big difference, and our estimates show that if you look actually within age groups, the younger people, the difference is even bigger.
Richard, is it as simple as keeping more amenities here to keep that round-the-clock thing going so that when people leave work at 1 in the morning, a coffee shop is open or they can bike home?
Well, the key is talent, Chris. We have to be a place that not only keeps talent, but attracts talent from around the country and around the world, whether that's people coming from San Francisco or Boston or Bombay or New Delhi or China. We have to be the kind of place people want to come, make their lives, and go to work. Lifestyle is an important part of that package, as are good job opportunities and great places to live. Pittsburgh has the ability to put it all together. It's up to us to do it.
All right, some of the cities that Michael mentioned in his report tonight, Austin, San Francisco, Seattle. Does Austin, Texas have that much more to offer right now for young people than Pittsburgh?
No, but they're smart. Austin's guys have got together in something they call the 360 Summit. They brought their high-technology business community out on mountain bikes. They got their mayor in the forefront. What did the mayor say? We love the opera. We love the symphony. What's important to Austin are two things: our music scene, Austin city limits, and our extreme outdoor sports. They know that to compete for the best and the brightest, that doesn't mean everybody, but to compete for the best and the brightest, the guys and people who are going to build high-tech industries, they got to offer them the lifestyle they want. And they're bringing the companies downtown. Intel and Dell and other companies, they're bringing them back into town, away from the suburbs, to provide that 24/7 lifestyle people need.
That's what the next question was going to be, because somewhere in Michael's report, you mentioned that you have to, these young people want to be able to work, live, and play all in the same immediate area. In Pittsburgh right now, these companies are kind of spread out in different areas. Does not that present a problem then?
The Strip District. Think about a 24/7 environment. You have Primanti's, you have JoJo's, you have all-night restaurants. You have an environment that's 24/7 right now with all the raw material to make it the old buildings that these people want to live and work in. Let's go for it.
Well, Seagate is coming in over there, as a matter of fact.
That's a fantastic win for Pittsburgh. Bringing Seagate here, and the reason they came is because Mark Kreider, my colleague at Carnegie Mellon, said, if you want me to go to work for you guys, you got to come to Pittsburgh.
But on the other side of the coin, just this week, we also heard that Marconi, former 4 Systems, is going to put a couple of new buildings up. They're going to hire 1,000 people, but they're out in Marshall Township.
Well, if the city can't deliver the goods, companies are going to always try to build their islands, their corporate complexes with daycare and ultimate frisbee on the lawn and an all-night cafe. But what we find nationwide is that young knowledge workers don't go for that. They want to be with the urban vibe, 24/7, espresso shop on the corner, and ability to go for that bike ride at noon. That's the coming thing, and that's what we got to do.
Chris, most traditionalists would probably assume, tell me if this is correct or incorrect, that it's more of the economic factors. Can I get a job? Can I buy a house? Can I really make a living and a living for my family in this neighborhood, as opposed to what Richard is saying, all these other wonderful amenities?
Well, I mean, over the long term, that's certainly true. What's going on now is that we have this 12,000 people still living, despite the fact that we have the strongest economy in 30 years. The unemployment rate now, again, in the Pittsburgh region hit 3.5% in December, which is a multi-decade low, yet people are still leaving. And what you have to keep in perspective is that we're now competing against a national job market. We need to attract people from other regions who have regional economies as strong, if not stronger, than ours.
How do we do that if it's not the amenities that make that, past the economics of living here, that make life worth living anywhere?
Well, I mean, what we talk about in Pittsburgh is that we have a low cost of living. That's great to attract firms. It's not necessarily what's great to attract workers. Workers go for, what's the bottom line and what they're going to be paid. And the younger workers don't often take into account, that it's less expensive here than San Francisco.
Is this a twofold situation of trying to get new people, young people to come in, and also trying to keep our young people from leaving, or are we just talking about trying to bring younger people in? Because I kind of almost get two different stories here.
Well, please don't misinterpret me. Jobs matter, not just one job. A thick labor market where people know they're going to have many opportunities, because a job in the new economy can last 3 months, 3 days, or 3 years, and you don't know. In addition to a job, you need a great lifestyle to attract, and most importantly, we need to bring new people in from all over the country and all over the world. What's driving our high-tech economy in Pittsburgh is new immigrants. It's Indians and Asians and all these new people who've come into the universities. And that's what we need to be successful.
And that point's real important in that the rate at which people are leaving the region, current U.S. Citizens or residents, is not that surprising. We don't do that badly compared to a lot of other regions. Even Massachusetts, which is a high-tech area, has outmigration of current U.S. residents. They make up for it entirely by international immigrants, which we don't have.
Rich, we've got about 30 seconds. How hard is it for you to get the point across about amenities? Is it a real corporate mentality here that the suits are deciding everything and these young kids with all the earrings in their ears and eyebrows don't want to hear what they're saying?
I think it's a no-brainer. Everybody I've talked to in Pittsburgh, both corporate types and young people, get it, and moms and dads. One of the key things that has to happen is this place has to become more open to diversity. Every kind of person, from that kid with 20 earrings and tattoos to African Americans and Asian people and the gay community, they have to feel comfortable and that they have a comfort zone in this city.
And young people want that diversity?
Absolutely. The #1 predictor of where high technology companies will be and knowledge workers will go is how diverse the city is.
All right. Thank you both for being here. Richard and Chris, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Now a look ahead to tomorrow on Q.